Good evening, folks. How is everybody this evening? Just a quick FYI, my streaming viewer list doesn't seem to be updating too well, so you guys will have to announce yourselves as you come into the channel. Alright, so as the title suggests, we are going to be playing MTG Arena, in case you couldn't tell by it taking up most of the screen. I'm going to be playing with the precons. I've only altered one of them slightly, just because that's the deck I prefer to play. Blazing Rage, I would recommend not putting your real name out there, just a suggestion. But yeah, so I'm going to be pulling up the list of the precons, and you guys are going to help me choose which one to play. On a side note, I do need to play some red and white spells, so a deck containing at least one of those colors would be preferred to start with. Alright, here we go. For those of you that haven't seen it yet, this is the current iteration of the client. They've added these wonderful quests down bottom here. As you can see, I've already been playing today. But throughout the day, you get to basically play matches, and every match that you win, you get a card and some gold. I think you keep getting gold up to the 5th game, and then after that you just get a card. I can't remember exactly. And the amount of gold you get does diminish with each game. For every 5, 10, and 15 wins, you get a booster pack. That resets weekly, so it kind of cuts down on how quickly you can gather stuff. But as you can see, I've got 1,650 gold up here. So I think the first thing we're going to do is pick up a pack. Crappy Wi-Fi. Yeah, that sucks. Is the quality of the stream coming through okay? Like the image quality? Because I know I had some issues with my last one. Okay, so while they're answering that, I am going to go to the store here. Oh my headset's loud. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. That just about blew my eardrums. I'm going to purchase a pack. And I'm going to go for Rivals, because it's got some pretty fancy cards in it that I wouldn't mind getting my hands on. So there, we've bought a pack. It is now under our packs menu. Oh, I get my weekly packs too. So at the beginning of every week, you get boosters. Now, I believe this is just for the beta right now. I don't know if you'll continue to get boosters every week, but, you know, we'll see how it goes. So right now you can see I bought a pack of Ixalan, so I'm just going to open up one of them and we'll talk through it. Oh, that's cute. I never noticed that before. It plays the theme music when I mouse over the pack. Is it the same music for all of them? Yes, it is. Okay. Oh, or does Hour have different music? Nope, it's all the same. Alright, so enough buggering around with sounds. We're going to bust open this first pack of Rivals here. So, the one that's flipped over is our rare. I guess that's to build excitement. Oh, cool. They do music on mouse over on that one, too. Oh, that's a shame to hear Pretty 101. Well, hopefully, you know, you can either get it sorted out or just catch me next time or watch it on the after stream kind of thing. Because I'm leaving them all available up there and they're being copied over to YouTube. So these cards here are interesting. As you can see, I've collected a few of them. I've got 10 uncommon, or 10 common, 5 uncommon, 1 rare. This is a common one. What it is you can use those to buy cards of that quality. So, and it's a 1-to-1 ratio at this point, so that's pretty sweet. Let's see what we've got as our rare. Release to the wind. Exile target non-land permanent for as long as that card remains. Oh, nice. That's going to end up in Merfolk at some point, or in Simic Spellslinger. Alright, let's open up our next pack. Love that it does that little tearing animation too. Okay, so we got another token. And our... Nice. I believe that's a rare. Oh, no, that's a mythic rare. Sweet. This one here you can see is grayed out. Sorry, I let go of my push to talk button briefly there. This means that I have a complete play set of Evolving Wilds from this set. So that actually goes towards the percentage up here. Alright, moving on to the next pack. Ixalan. Alright. I love that vehicles stuck around. That's pretty sweet. Wonder if we'll see any of them in Dominaria. Well, yeah, of course you can't read the cards on a phone because it's like tiny, right? Alright, so we got a Goring Ceratops. So, I know in my wife's deck that it has been a very rough card to come up against in our Commander games. Hour of Devastation. Okay. Ooh, Sunset Pyramid. Nice. Very nice. Some decent card draw there. Hazoret's Undying Fury. Shuffle your library, then exile the top 4 cards. You may cast any number of non-land cards with converted mana cost 5 or less from among them without paying their mana costs. Lands you control don't untap during the next untap step. So you're kind of hosing yourself for 6 mana there unless you cast it using artifacts and whatnot. That's kind of rough. That's a pretty heavy downside. So I don't know if that would make it into any decks unless it was a last-ditch effort. It just seems kind of like a limited card. And I don't mean just limited in what it can do, but it's built for limited play, right? Gotta love getting these giant spiders with reach. Spider Tribal has really grown over the past year, and that's kind of weird. Crocodile of the Crossing, very nice. Angel of Sanctions. Flying, when Angel of Sanctions enters the battlefield, you may exit target non-land permanent opponent controls until end. Okay, so it's a binding on a creature. Alright. Okay, here we go. We are going to go to the home. We're going to hit play. We're going to click that. And what deck do we want to play? Do we want to go Golgari Exploration? Sun Empire, which is red-green for those of you watching on phones. River Heralds, which is Merfolk, which is blue-green. Legion of Dusk, that notification is just Preeti is being awesome, and she's now hosting me on her channel, so welcome to everybody on Preeti's channel. You can find me over at SciSec MTG. Anyway, the Orzhov one, black-white, is Legion of Dusk. That's vampires, obviously. In Rakdos, or black-red, we've got the Brazen Coalition. Almost said Cotillion, sorry, but a bit of a nod to the Malazan Empire books. The Brazen Coalition, it's pirates. Selesnya Pride, how cute. What an apt name. It's green-white cats. I've gone up against that deck, and holy crap, there's a lot of lifelink and stupid stuff in there. Is It Spellweaving is fun. It's blue-red, and it's a Spellslinger deck. Can be quite the blast. Dimir Manipulation, obviously. Dimir, blue-black. I actually haven't even touched that one. Judging by the icon, it's got some dinosaurs in it, but I imagine it's pretty mill-like. Blue-black in these sets seems to be pretty mill effect heavy. Red-white, Boros Assault. That I believe is a red-white humans and dinosaurs kind of dealy. Again, it's not one I've seen a whole lot against. And then blue-white Azorius Ascension. That is actually very similar to a limited deck that I often build, which is a blue-white Flyers deck. So I'm just going to give it a minute here, and you guys can say in the chat. I don't know how many of you there are. For anyone that's just joined us, you have to say hello. My watcher list is not updating. So yeah, just announce yourself and let me know what you want to see me play. The colors we're looking for to do the quest are the Boros colors. Red, blue, Spellslinger. All right. Do we have anyone else in the chat? Let me see if my viewer list is updated at all. All right. According to this, I have nobody watching. So, yeah. I'm not sure what's going on with the UI. Usually it's pretty solid, but sometimes it takes a little bit to update. So since the only one speaking is Blazing Rage, I am going to go with the Is It Spellwing, which is a blast to play, honestly. Here we go. So you can see it's loaded up the deck there. We're playing Constructed, which is the only format they have available for us right now. And we're going to hit play. Everybody doing good tonight? Oh wow, look at that opening hand star of Extinct. That's just huge mana cost. But I do know this deck is pretty good at cutting down on how much spells cost, so we may hang on to this. We've got all our colors. We've got four lands. 2 of them slow lands. So could be interesting. We can cycle this one if it gets to be a problem. We've got a counter. We've got a loot. So that's pretty good. I'm going to mute my phone so that you guys can stop hearing all of the wonderful notifications. Well, looks like Mark Roseweiser is posting on Twitter. So we're going to keep this. I'm going first. Greet our opponent. I have my video up in the top right corner there. That is simply to protect the identity of my opponents. We'll lead with the Highland Lake because it comes in tapped and I don't have anything I could cast first turn anyway. Kind of a neat little music thing going on. Oh cool, we got all our colors anyway. Alright, so we are going to play the Seeker of Insight. His card text, for those of you that can't see it, is tap, draw a card, then discard a card. Activate this ability only if you've cast a non-creature spell this turn. Trust me, that's going to be easy in this deck. No, their name won't pop up on my screen for a second. I don't have that add-on installed. I've got to talk with a couple other Twitch streamers and find out which one it is, because there's like 6 of them. Okay. Oh, good. He is playing the Golgari Exploration deck. Alright. So, 1 more mana and we can steal that beast. We are going to cycle this Desert of the Mind. Let's see what we get. Yay. Okay. Combat, we're not going to attack because it's pointless. And we'll actually just go straight to end turn, otherwise it's going to prompt us every phase it's going to prompt us, whether or not we want to cycle this. I'm going to be drinking a fair bit of water tonight. Okay, so yeah, he's going to explore now. Exploring, for anyone who isn't aware of it, you look at the top card of your library. I'll let him resolve that. And if it's a land, it goes straight into your hand. If it's a non-land card, you put it... Okay, so this is a non-land card, so he now gets to choose whether he puts it in his graveyard or back on top of his library, and the creature that explodes is going to get a 1/1. Now his Wild Growth Walker is going to get a +1/+1 counter, and he's going to gain 3 life. and that's just because every time a creature explores, that's what Wild Growth Walker does. It's one of the engines of that deck. Okay, so it went straight to the block, so he didn't attack with anything. Now we're going to upset him a little bit. We are going to... yeah, we're going to steal this creature. So it gives me this dialogue down here where I can choose what to pay for X. This Wild Growth Walker is worth 2, so we click that. And we just take it. Now we go to combat. We don't swing because his can kill ours. And away we go. So he dropped a Hashep Oasis. You can sacrifice a desert. Target creature gets +3/+3 till end of turn. And it's only activatable as a sorcery effect. Path of Discovery, so every creature he plays is now going to explore. Magmaroth. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a -1/-1 counter on Magmaroth. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, remove a -1/-1 counter. That's actually pretty powerful. We're going to drop the Highland Lake. We're going to play the Highland Entity, because that's going to snap back our Creature Stealer. And we're going to take that action. And we're going to go to combat. And we're going to go straight to the end of our turn. Simply because we don't want to swing yet, because he can kill anything except the Wild Growth Walker, and he's playing green, so he could have a pump. Every now and then you'll run into an opponent who just seems to sit there for a while. I'm not sure if that's a latency thing and Wizards just hiding it or what's going on. Blazing Rage. Does the stream quality look okay? No, he wasn't tapped out. He had all 5 mana up. He didn't cast any. Or no, he had 1 mana up. 1 dual land. Because Path to Discovery is only 4 mana and he didn't play a land this turn. Mausoleum Harpy. It's a 3/3 flying with Ascend. Whenever another creature you control dies, if you have the city's Blessing, you get a +1/+1 counter. For anybody watching this after the fact, the city's Blessing happens when you have 10 permanents on the table. That's the Ascend effect. If you've got 10 or more permanents on the table, when Ascend is checked, you get the city's Blessing. He's not swinging, so we just continue on to my turn. And there's our Entrancing Melody back. Now we're going to cast our 5/5 for 3 and a red, which is pretty solid. Now his Mausoleum Harpy is there to block my Bloodwater Entity, so we're going to skip right to the end again. At some point I'll get enough money left up to censor something. Did I say money or mana? I meant mana. It's been a bit of a long day, and yeah, when you talk as much as I do in my job, you tend to get your words mixed up a lot. Lurking Chupacabra. It is another engine card for the Explore deck. Whenever a creature you control explores, target creature an opponent controls gets some -2/-2. So he's likely going to kill my Bloodwater Entity at this point. And he's got the City's Blessing. So he's got a Seeker's Squire on top of his library there, so his Lurking Chupacabra is going to get a +1/+1, and he's going to -2/-2 my Bloodwater Entity. Yes, it was highlighting my sensor, but it's just saying that I can cycle it, which isn't going to do me much good in this instance. Now, if he's smart, he'll swing with his Mausoleum Harpy at this point. Because getting in for damage is pretty important with that deck. Yep, here goes. Hopefully, you know, one of these days I'm not playing against someone who's watching the stream while they're playing against me. Because that would be a severe disadvantage. Okay, so we've got all of our mana unlocked. I do not, or untapped. I do not have enough mana to steal any of his creatures. I could steal his Merfolk Branchwalker, but that's not going to do me a whole lot of good. But it will boost my Magma Roth. I'm going to go for it. I'm not even at my draw step yet. Oh, well, we'll draw 2 cards. Good. We got a mountain. Toss that out, and now we can censor something on his turn. I'm going to wait until his end step to Seeker of Insight and do some looting here. Yeah, sure. Let's swing with the Magma Roth. See what it does with it. And while we're waiting for him to decide, I am going to click on his end phase. And that will give me the opportunity. It'll stop all play when he gets to his end step. And at that point, I will be able to do my looting with my Seeker of Insight. And he's taking it. All right. Here's hoping he'll keep doing that. One more mana and I can steal his Lurking Chupacabra, and then I will have both of his engines until he draws another one. The card that he's got there is the Seeker Squire. You'll see it's showing it backwards in his hand. That's because we have knowledge of that card because it was face up on top of his library, or it was the one he found when he explored. So one of the things you don't have to do in MTG Arena is take notes and memorize cards, because the way the game works is if you've seen a card, it considers it easy for you to remember. That card's going to be trouble because he's got the City's Blessing. So we are going to... if we censor that, he's still got mana to pay. So we'll hang on to that for a better use. 5 mana, so... Alright, so he's got a Tishana's Wayfinder there. Lurking Chupacabra, he's got a -2/-2 something. Not sure. Oh, yeah, he's going to kill the Wild Growth Walker. But I'm not going to let him. See? And that is why we held on to the mana. Because now he doesn't get to kill the Wild Growth Walker, and he loses the Explore trigger. Because at that point, he's got no mana to pay for it. And he's going to swing with the Mausoleum Harpy again. And possibly all of the others. Oh, he's not swinging with anything. Okay, so now it's right before my turn. I am going to loot. And... drop the Star of Extinction. Go to my turn. So he's getting a Saproling that's getting +2/+2 because he's got the City's Blessing. Path of Discovery is going to trigger, which is letting it explore. And found a forest, so it doesn't get a +1/+1, but he gets the free card draw. Lurking Chupacabra is going to trigger, so he's going to -2/-2 something. Of course, it's going to be the Magmaroth because it's the big hitter. And now I get to draw. And it's an island. So at this point, we are going to either we can either steal something or blow up stuff. Let's blow stuff up. Nope, because that's going to blow my stuff up. Damn. Okay, let's take the Chupacabra. Its cost is 4. I only know because I play so many of them. And we'll steal that. We go to combat. We're not going to swing with anything. Simply because he's still in a position where he can eat pretty much anything we swing at him. And we'll end the turn. Now he's getting the explore triggers, but he isn't able to -2 my stuff, which I consider a big bonus. We're gonna, depending on how things go, I think we're gonna lightning strike his Tendershoot Dryad next turn, or potentially steal it. Because now we've got 7 mana, which gives us the opportunity to steal something with a cost of 5. If we get another Entrancing Melody. Yeah, here comes the big swing. Alright, let's kill some stuff. We could steal his Mausoleum Harpy next turn too. Now, here's hoping he doesn't have something he can toss out there that's gonna hurt us big time. There is a spell that gives all your opponent's creatures -2/-2 if you've got the City's Blessing. So here's hoping he doesn't have that sitting in his hand, because that's really cheap. I think it's 1 and a black. Nope, he's Moment of Craving 1 creature. That gives 1 creature -2/-2, and he gains 2 life. So he's killing the Lurking Chupacabra out of the fear that I might have something that explores. Which is good. He keeps the Tendershoot Dryad, which gives me the continued opportunity to potentially steal it. And he's finally rewarded by Magma. Yeah, we'll let it resolve. Cool, walk the plank. Draw a card. Essence Shatter. Alright, so we've got 7 mana. We've got 5, 6, 7. Nice. Torpedo everything. Now we make something die. And we forgot to loot that turn. Alright, so we're potentially going to lose this one. Although it ain't over till the fat lady sings. And I may sing, but I ain't no lady. Guess I'm not looting this turn. Though it didn't seem to give me much of a chance to loot in response, did it? Maybe I have to have full control on for that. Neat. Oh, cool. So he's got removal in the form of a creature. This could be very bad. He's pretty much won the game. Yeah. So, this is a wonderful little button up here. Let's not waste anybody's time. Alright, do you want me to do Simic again, or should I move on to a different deck? I still need 8 red or white spells. So do I continue with Simic, or do I move it to some other deck? Just a sec. Itchy eyes. I do have a red-white deck. It's a precon, so I didn't create it, so you can not be terribly surprised. So Boros it is. I think it's red-white humans or red-white dinosaurs. I've never even seen the deck, so I have no idea what it's going to do. Greet our opponent. Because there's nothing wrong with being cordial. Wow, all you can do at this point is greet. 3 lands, nice. Looking like humans big time here. Oh, and angels. Alright, we will keep. Steward of Solidarity, I can exert him. Exerting means I tap him and he doesn't untap the next turn. And he creates a 1/1 white warrior creature token with vigilance. I've got Oketra's Monument. White creature spells I cast cost 1 less. That's kind of nice. And whenever I cast a creature spell, create a 1/1 white warrior token. I'm sensing a theme, are you? Let's throw out planes, keep it vague. Yeah, I need both red and white spells. I'm not typically one for playing Boros colors. I play red in a few decks, but this is a little bit different for me. So we will play Glory-Bound Initiate. As it attacks, you may exert Glory-Bound Initiate as it attacks. When you do, it gets +1/+3 and lifelink. So it goes from a 3/1 to a 4/4 and gets lifelink. Okay. And he is playing Celeste, no. Blue-black, which I can't remember at the moment. Okay, drop that, a mountain, and we'll play the Oketra's Monument. This is very much a go wide deck by the looks of it. A lot of cards have their own sound effects attached to them, which is kind of cool. Baffling, I've got 2 binding cards, so that's kind of nice. I've got Ixalan's Binding and Baffling End, which are always nice to have. Ixalan's Binding is your standard exile a card. Your opponents can't cast cards with the same name as that card, so it's really good at shutting down decks like the previous deck we fought. Baffling End, exile a creature an opponent controls with mana cost 3 or less, and when it leaves the battle, that opponent creates or target opponent creates a 3/3 green dinosaur token with trample. Honored Crop Captain. Whenever Honored Crop Captain attacks, other attacking creatures get +1/+0, so very much a go wide kind of thing. I will throw out a mountain for now. Steward of Solidarity. We will go with the Honored Crop Captain. And our monument will give us an additional creature. Looks like we're going to need a bit more white here. Trial of Solidarity. When Trial of Solidarity enters the battlefield, creatures you control get +2/+1 and gain vigilance until end of turn. When a cartouche enters the battlefield under your control, return Trial of Solidarity to its owner's hand. It seems a little weird. But you know what? Let's smack the heck out of them. That's what Go Wide does, right? Yep, so creatures I control are getting +2/+1 and vigilance until end of turn. So for anybody watching this either now or after the fact, yes, it's a legendary artifact. Oh, of course he does. Okay. So he just vanquished the weak, my captain. Which makes it very hard for me to attack because I'm going to end up losing in that trade. And then he can eternalize that. So we're not going to swing it up. Yeah, so now I am going to block him. He really wanted that card off my field. So you see it sitting there. That's showing him that he can cast it for its eternalized cost. Stone Quarry. We'll cast our Steward. Now, as far as I know, exerting the Steward is not going to trigger the monument because it's not casting a creature, it's just generating one. And he hornswoggled it. I'd almost think he was playing a Spellslinger deck. It's either that or he's building up to the Fleet Swallower in his hand. I'm just guessing it's there. Okay, so I have a bunch of stuff that will buff mine. Angel of Condemnation. Flying and Vigilance, it's 3/3. 2 and a white, exile another target creature, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control at the next of this. Okay, so blink effect. And 2 and a white and exert. Angel of Condemnation. Exile another creature until Angel leaves the battlefield. Neat. I've got 2 mana up, so any of the 1 blue counters he's got will not work. Shoot. He had a token. Yeah, okay. So he used his treasure token there. You know, I'm just going to swing in for the 1 damage and we've got no blockers. And yes, I don't know if I answered it. Alketra's Monument is a legendary artifact. Okay, so Soul of the Rapids is a 3/2 flying hexproof. Which means I cannot magma spray it. Can't binding it, can't baffling end it. Do a rallying roar. Make my creatures 2/2s, go to combat. Swing with them all. See, this gets confusing because you only see the 1 attacker arrow. I wish they would stack the arrows like they do with the cards. Go to damage, he chose not to block because he doesn't want to lose his 3/2 flyer, which is great for me because I'm hitting him for 4. Yeah, it would be very broken if it was not legendary. There is a card coming out in Dominaria that you can copy something and make it non-legendary, which is kind of sweet. Target opponent reveals his or her hand. Okay, so he's duressing me. Which is funny because all the cards I have in my hand are dead cards with the creature he's got in play right now. Oh, and he did away with the binding. That's fine. I do like the music they put in the game. Does he swing? He'd be nuts not to. Yep, there it is. Let it go straight to our turn. And there's our first cartouche. Enchant creature you control when a cartouche of Solidarity enters the battlefield. Create a 1/1 white warrior creature token with vigilance. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has first strike. So we'll put it on one of our tokens. This is going to snap Trial back to our hand, which we can then recast and swing. Provided he doesn't have a counter. Or that. Although having him, you know, use a Reaver ambush on a token is kind of sweet. Yeah, you know the spell I'm talking about. It's like a mechanized production or a followed footsteps with a stripping of the legendary keyword, which is just kind of disgusting. Or the creature that does it, that you play in your Dragon's deck. Progenitor Mimic, that's it. I knew it would come to me. It's just crappy memory. Yeah, there's a little bit of latency on the video, so I actually said that before you type Progenitor Mimic in the chat. Just that good. Alrighty, so I need to get some stuff on board here so that I can start hitting back pretty hard. Ooh, yes, Eternalize it. Cool. Doesn't appear to have anything for removing enchantments right now, so that's a bit of a bonus. It's good because it appears to be the only thing I can do right now. Now he's swinging at me for harder than I'm swinging at him, so we gotta do something about that. Keeps prompting me to play Magma Spray, but the only thing that's going to hit is mine. Let's just skip right to the end of his turn. Ah, okay. Now we're waiting on him to do his second main phase. What's he going to blow up this time? Problem with playing some of the stock decks at this point is that they'll be ahead of me, right? They'll have edited them. Okay. Oh look, another spot removal until it leaves. So we'll just zap his Glyph Keeper. hit end turn and didn't mean to. I didn't even get my swing in. What the hell happened there? Something broke there. Okay, so we are going to print screen. And then, oh, I'll have it in my stream too. Oh, yeah, but it didn't counter it. Oh, it countered the ability. Yeah, okay. I forgot about stupid Glyph Keeper. Rallying Roar is more of a block card. I've lost this anyway. Hopefully that... Excellent. So the quest is complete. We got 225 gold. Click claim to take it. Alright. Let's play something else. Pick a deck. Any deck. Played a lot of Merfolk in the iteration before this one. Haven't touched the deck here. The one I've been playing the most of is the Golgari Exploration. So we'll go with that, because it's a little bit fun and can get really janky real quick. That, and I haven't bought the cards I need to update dinosaurs yet. Which is, you know, the two obvious ones. Forerunner, the Empire, and Polyraptor. Did come with an Natali in it, which is kind of sweet. Okay, so I've got 3 mana. I do not have any of my engines. So I'm actually going to mulligan this. Still no engines. Okay, so rather than mull down to 5, I'm going to keep... move the Branch Walker to the bottom of the deck. So Wizards has released a statement that, oh cool, we got the Tendershoot Dryad. That'll be nice. Wizards has released a statement that in the one-on-one single game format, that's where you play a match of just one game, so there's no sideboarding or anything like that. Oh, it looks like it's a mirror match. Yeah, so there's no sideboarding or anything like that. So what they do is they generate they basically shuffle 2 copies of the same deck, generate 2 hands, and then present you with the one that most matches an optimal mix of land and other. Not sure how I feel about that. It messes up some of the variants of Magic. And I've had games where I have just been horribly, horribly flooded. So I gotta block it. Because they'll cancel each other out. It's just trading 1 for 1, nothing wrong with that. Now we drop a Deadeye Tracker. Deadeye Tracker is a 1-drop, and I can exile 2 cards from an opponent's graveyard, and Deadeye Tracker explores. He's got 2 cards in there right now, but I can't do it because he's got Summoning Sickness and it requires him to tap. So Enter the Unknown is just he explores and I get to play an additional land. And then he zaps it and it fizzles. Ooh, he is definitely edited. He's got a Twilight Prophet in there. So we are going to ambush the hell out of that. For a mirror match, this is going pretty quick. Ooh, he passed all the way through. He's leaving a lot of mana up. Gonna try our Tender Shoot Dryad. Yep, and he's out. Should have tried to drive the ranging raptors. Interesting. Alright, so we've only got one forest, so we're going to play the one involving green first, because often this system is very... Ah, yes, there's an engine. We'll leave that on top of the library. I've seen way too many times where you've got one of a single color and it taps it for a generic, even though you've got another card in your hand that needs it. So yeah, it can get pretty ugly. Now some would argue that holding onto those cards would have been better, or holding onto the second one would have been better once I knew that it was there, but this gives me the opportunity to do this. Question is how badly he wants to land. Really bad. Cute. If near Deadlands. So you can pay 1 life to add 1 black, or you can pay 2 and 2 black, sacrifice it, put 2 -1/-1 counters on target creature and opponent controls, activate this ability anytime you could cast a sorcery. So believe it or not, I'm gonna do that. Now we swing in with all 3. Golden Demise, that's the one I was thinking of earlier. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. If you have the Saint's Blessing instead of the creatures your opponents control. He played it. Okay, so he had 2 of them. Ravenous Chupacabra almost seems like a waste at this point. So we are going to... Do I play it and get a combat on board? Or do I hang on to it until he plays something? He'll hang on to it. It's removal, right? Yep. Excellent choice. So that's a 7/6... hexproof. Damn it. Sometimes you think you made the right decision. Yeah. We'll eat it for now. That was not... Ew. How did you remove it? Oh, neat. Come on, any spot removal? Good. Alright, so we're not out of this yet. 5 mana, 1 black and 1 green, tap it, and basically snap something back from my graveyard to the battlefield. Now he's fishing for a card. Does he have a field of his own? Ooh, that's neat. So he's done a fair bit of work on that deck. Foul Orchard. And we will activate the ability of our Cave of Eternity. And we will bring back our engine. Oh, for Pete's sake. Nice play. So, yeah, that's a good game. Not doing so well this evening. The Journey to Eternity? I've got 2 of them from pre-release, so give me just a second here. Journey to Eternity is currently listing at $1.79 on TCG Player or $9.99 for foil. So, not a whole lot. Can't hurt to have a playset. Alright, so are we done playing with precon decks, or do we want to build one? Let's see what we can do. What do we want to play with here? Pick a deck, any deck, and we will edit it. I'm kind of partial to either. Is it Spellweaving, River Heralds, or Legion of Dusk? Or even Sun Empire, because, you know, we both know dinos are rude. I don't know how much of a delay you're getting either, so I don't know if, you know, you're just having a hard time making a decision, or if you haven't even seen a question yet. Blazing, still awake? You're no fun at all. Alright, let's have fun with Sun's Empire. We're gonna clone it. Where'd it go? Okay, good. So Sun's Empire 2, we're gonna double click to edit. You can see it is selected. Red, green, colorless. This is the list of cards down the side here. It's got quite a fair bit in there. Let's narrow it down to dinosaurs. Better yet, let's take it to Enrage. Okay, Siege-Horn Ceratops is the wrong color. That's all the cards I have with Enrage on them. That sucks. Let's change the filter here. Add the unowned cards. Man, I am missing most of the fun in Rage stuff. How many rare tokens do I have? 1. Dinosaurs may not be the way to go at this point. You know what? Let's just keep working on the one I've been working on. All right. So we've got some removal. Wonder how the search works. Weird. Okay, so it treats the minus symbol as just another symbol to add to the search. Oh, Merfolk? I can do Merfolk. Merfolk is fun. I don't know what comes in the standard. We've got a Kopala, we've got Hadana's Climb, good. Only one of them though. Forerunner of the Herald's good. We've got a Tishana. Alright, but we do not have a Kumena, which is a pretty solid engine. Let's look at the ones we don't own. Okay, definitely want some deep root elites. Damn, they're rare. Kumena is mythic. I have 1 mythic token, so we'll grab her. So see, I'm redeeming a wild card. Cannot be undone. Deck's gone up to 61 cards. Let's filter it to rare. World Shaper. Whenever World Shaper attacks, you may put the top 3 cards of your... Sorry. Yeah, you are absolutely right. Kumena is a he. I don't know why my brain just automatically goes to female when I think of Kumena. It's been an issue. I have a Kumena commander deck, and it's like right over there, and I keep doing the same thing when I'm playing it too, so. The double exploring one, that's great for an explore deck. Nope, I think we're gonna go Deep Root Elite for the rare column. Because anytime you play Deep Root Elite, or Merfolk after Elite is on the table, you get to put a +1/+1 on something, so that's kind of neat. Jace's Sentinel is kind of useless to us. Let's see what we've got for uncommon in this category anyway. How many uncommons do we have? 6. Alright. Sacred Excavation. No, that's cycling. There's something I could build down the road, a cycling deck. Being able to pitch stuff in the graveyard with cycling and then pull it back just as you need it. The Ominous Sphinx would be nice in that. Okay, anyway, continue on here. Alright, so now we're into the green. Am I still... okay. There we go. Because, you know. Alright. You've got River Sneaks, that's good. Always nice to have something that can sneak through and smack them. Deep Root Waters, we want more of those. is a huge engine in this deck. Alright, onward. Yep, that's somebody I see that can come out. Silver Gill Adept. Another nice thing this does is as you add and remove cards, it will balance your land for you. So it's always a bonus. While we're at it, let's have a look at the land. Okay, I'm not seeing any applicable buddy lands. Or check lands. So that's cool. Supreme Will's kind of interesting. Throw that in there. Trial of Knowledge. When Trial of Knowledge enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards and discard a card. Oh, nope, that's a cartouche card. We don't have any cartouches in the deck, so that does not help. Enter the unknown. Both of those need to be in. Oh no, that's Explore. Damn it. Wrong deck. Been playing with an Explore deck so much, I kind of get a little bit excited anytime I see something that explores. Alright. Savage Stomp's a little bit weird in this deck. That won't work. Nope. Why am I seeing white cards? Does not make sense at all. Oh, okay. Farm to market. Alright. Consigned to Oblivion. They don't fit in this deck. Reduced to Rubble. Nope. Destined. Nope. Nope. I'm seeing an awful lot of nope here. Any blue, green, Mistbinder. Already in the deck. I have one though. Need to get more lords. Appeal to authority. Does not fit. Spring to mind. Search your library for a basic land card. Put it on the battlefield tapped. And then yes, please. Shipwreck Nature already in there. Weaver of Currents. What? Uncommon. Mana Dark. 2 colorless, maybe. Might come back to that. Not casting any white creature spells. Let me know if you see anything or have any suggestions. That any kind of input is greatly appreciated. But I am not seeing anything, so now let's trim our deck down to 60 cards. We gotta drop 5. You know what? Let's add an unclaimed territory because they're all merfolk. And Walk of the Wilds. Land Animator. For 4. We'll hang on to it. Forerunner, we've got 2. Tempest Caller. That's good for a final swing. Seafoot Rocco. Merfolk you control. Yeah. Oh, do I have... +1/+1 counter on target creature. Remove +1/+1 counter from creature control. Draw a card. The number of +1/+1 counters we're playing with, that's staying. Oh, Wayfinder. Yeah, I don't need Explorers. Swift Warden. saves are merfolk. This next game I am going to play with full control on, just so we can see what it's like too. Spinder, River Herald's Boon, neat. Branch Walker, another Explorer. 3 more cards to go. River Sneak, I've got that. Okay, one with the wind, +2/+2, and flying. Ugh. I'm more of a hit without them being able to block kind of guy. Draw 2 cards, discard a card unless you attacked with a creature this turn. Good, we've got Mistcloak Heralds. Alright. Jade Bearer, yep. Jungle Delver. It's kind of selfish. Dive down. Target creature you control. Ew. Alright, so let's see if we can get some more Mistcloaked Heralds. It's organized by mana cost. Yeah, I know you guys don't need music. Where the hell? Oh, there's a hyphen in there. I can read, really. What's going on here? Because they're common. There we go. I now have a full play set of Mistcloaked Heralds. Really? Oh, would you look at that. Now I'm running 22, 24, 25 lands in a 60 card deck. That's a bit steep. Now I got room for 2 more cards. Suggest lands is what does it automatically. Sorry. I stand corrected. I'm going to throw in another unclaimed territory. Still have the Mistcloaked filter on there. Yep, let's buy another one. Thanks for pointing that out, man. I hadn't noticed that. Yeah, you have to hit the Suggest Lands button in order for it to adjust. What do you mean, invalid deck? Oh, I'm still at 59 cards. And it let me leave. Where the hell did it go? Oh, good. Oh, interesting. It puts an exclamation mark on it. See, we're learning things. I totally meant to do that. Yeah, see, Suggest Lands, it just brings it back up. That's kind of cool. Yeah, let's put a card draw land in. Keeps dropping down to 59. Okay. So I need a non-land. Grab another Deep Root Waters. Blue, green, and colorless. Alright, one more. This helps with a go wide strategy. There we go. Now it's a legal deck. Let's give it a proper name. Add mess to the end. Oh, you guys can't see what I typed up there anyway. My Merfolk mess. It's called that because, well, it's not done yet. It's a work in progress. Select the deck. And away we go. At this point we have been live for an hour and 20 minutes, so hopefully I can win with this deck and you guys can see what a win actually looks like. And then I will be calling it an evening. One land hand. That's rude. We're gonna mulligan. And 2 lands. Yeah, I can work with this. Merfolk is a pretty low curve. Runner can stay at the top of the deck. So I'm going to play the Island and then the Mistcloaked Herald first, so I can start swinging in right away. Mistcloaked Herald can't be arguably one of the better 1-drops in the game currently. In Standard, anyway. Alright, so now we drop this, because he already knows we're doing Merfolk. It presents you with a list of all creature types that are currently on the board. If the one you're looking for isn't listed there, you just type it in the filter and it will bring it up. Alright, so Mistbinder. Other Merfolk you control get +1/+1. That's a new Herald, it's kind of nice. Although, unlike some of the older Heralds, it's not all Merfolk you control, so he doesn't get it himself. But we'll see how many pokes I can get in before he gets upset. What colors is he playing here? Red, green. And blue. Red, green, blue. So, and white. Oh dear. What on earth is he? Red, green, blue, and white. I don't know if I'd be playing a 4-color deck in this format. I'll take the block. You can hit me for 2. I'll hit you for 4. Another Mistcloaked. Sometimes it's really nice to have 1-drops. Especially when you screw yourself for mana like I did. Forgot to greet this guy. Hopefully he doesn't think I'm saying he's playing too slow. See, now he's not gonna... Oh, he is gonna swing. He's going for the treasure. This time I'm gonna take it out with a Herald. I'm gonna be very depressed if I get taken out by a 4-color deck in this. Oh, okay. Yeah, that works too. Another unblockable. Weird. I'm hearing wind chimes. What sounds like a bazaar. Like an Indian bazaar kind of thing. It's kind of cool. It's all very directional, the audio. I don't know if you guys can hear it on the stream, but it sounds like the bazaar is happening like almost like what you'd picture happening in the background in High Market. And rude. So it still says cancel there, when they counter your spell, which is a bit irritating. Smack them with my 1. So yeah, it sounds like there's a market taking place down there, and it sounds like there's water dripping off to my right, and birds and wind chimes. And it's creating this totally surrounding atmosphere, as if I were to sit here and close my eyes. You can almost feel the breeze and the sun beating down on you. Very well done sound design for a card game. So, you know, some would say it's Wizards and they do awesome things. I have to agree. I've loved Magic since I first started playing it back in the 90s. Jumped in at, I believe it was Unlimited, or Revised. I don't know, my brother came home with 2 starter decks. This is shaping up to be trouble here. I need mana, something fierce. So yeah, I played up until Mirage, I think, somewhere around there. I remember being super hyped about the Weatherlight and stuff like that. Reading the stories that came in, the little books that came in with the boxes of cards we used to buy with each set. And trading. And I thought Lord of the Pit was like the biggest, most bad A creature out there. Usually ended up dying to it myself. Had a Thrall token deck. Basically, the whole purpose of the Thralls was to feed the Lord of the Pit. Oh, I swung in with this big nasty 7/7. I was such a Timmy back then. That's the beauty of this game, right? It's about the stories. Not quite sure how I'm still ahead of them damage-wise. Spring, search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. So that is a 3-mana Evolving Wilds. I probably would have much rather drawn the Evolving Wilds at that point. But then I guess you could play a land and that at the same time. Absolutely nothing wrong with being a Timmy. Just, you know, well, you've played against me in Commander and in Modern and things like that, and definitely not really a Timmy now. I'm not after the big stompy creatures, I'm after efficient creatures. I mean, heck, my wife's deck could definitely be classified as a Timmy deck, being dinosaurs. It's all these massive stompy things. But the way that it's built, it's efficient. It's got a crap ton of ramp in it. And once stuff starts hitting the table, you know you're dying. Hour of Promise. Search your library for up to 2 land cards and put them on the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. If you control 3 or more deserts, create a 2/2 black zombie creature. Oh, 2/2 black creature zombie tokens. That's kind of cool. He doesn't have that many deserts, does he? Well, he's got a Field of Ruin. He could make my day really bad. Your dragon deck can run quickly, but it's not terribly consistent at running super quick. The times that it does run quick, it just steamrolls everyone. But, I mean, I can think of 3 games in the past month and a half where you were just stalled the entire time. And that tends to be when people just run you over, because they know once you get running, you're trouble. If you want, if you can make it over here Friday, we can sit down and go through it and see what we can do about ramp, etc. Okay, what do I want to cast? Deep Root Water starts giving me value next turn. Vine Shaper gives me beefier stuff now, which means I can start blocking his captain. Kapala is basically a tithe on targeting my stuff. Let's fire off a Deep Root. Life is a resource. Yeah, you could go with if you play with fire, you can get burned, but if it's a really slow burn, it's really hard to get burnt, right? I just think that with a little tweaking, your dragon deck could get downright friggin' scary. All the time, not just the times that everything comes together and it explodes. At which point you realize everybody's going to target you right off, like we've been doing to Mandy the past couple of games. Come on, swing, get it over with. Alright, what have we got? Nope, we'll hang on to that one. We will go with the Vine Shaper now. Because then we get two beefier merfolk and another merfolk. So there's our freebie. And we'll make him bigger to eat the captain and him. Because he can swing and not be blocked. And we'll see if it draws a counter. Gosh, he's got a lot of mana on the table for not doing a whole heck of a lot. Harsh. Okay. That was a braid. I know it went by really quickly. But yeah. Deals 3 damage to a creature or destroy target artifact. So he just burnt a timeout. He's got 1 timeout left. I've got 2 timeouts left. You run out of timeouts, you run out of game. At which point life gets ugly. Because you lost. There are some people where as soon as they notice you've got a clear advantage on them, they will just burn through their timers. Those people I will be actually posting their name in the chat because nobody likes a monkey. Alright, so I'm going to run the risk. Gonna block it. See if it draws a kill. Is that his only source of... No, he's got a mountain right there. Oh, he's sacrificing the tokens. So the Captain Lannery Storm gets the fossils. Captain Lannery Storm's still gonna die. Or not. But it was still blocked. Ah, good. A 4th mana. Now we do a Forerunner. So you can see the card highlighted. That means he's moused over it on his end. He's actually looking at it and reading the card. Alright, so I'm definitely taking this action. Alright, so we are going to go for, we're going to be cheeky. We're going to Forerunner twice. Now the timer's back on him. So Forerunner has a nifty effect whenever you put another merfolk into play. Forerunner gets a +1/+1. So now for every merfolk I play, he's going to go up 2. I'll poke him for 1, sure. For how much mana he's got on the board, he should be able to dump his hand. I mean, he has 14 mana in play right now. He should be able to cast anything. Jump it for the token. So I said this on my other... it could be a Hand of All Land. That would be pretty sad, wouldn't it? So I said this on my other stream the other night, my first stream there, playing MTG Arena. The new format that they're coming out with, Commander Brawl, which is a 60-card singleton format, where you choose... Yeah, that's kind of weird. Okay then. So that was Star of Extinction. Kinda rude. So we know what one of the cards in his hand was. But anyway, Commander Brawl. It's a singleton format. It's 60 cards, and it's basically Commander with a 60-card deck, 30 life, and only standard legal cards. I have a suspicion that part of the Brawl format coming into existence is because of MTG Arena. And the fact that this way they can have a casual Commander type format in here without having to implement every single card through the history of Magic. Because I know MTGO, there are still cards that they have trouble with when they implement them, and they do sideways things. And there are other clients out there, and even they, like I think Cockatrice and X-Mage are two that come to mind. They don't have all the cards implemented because of really weird interactions and stuff like that. So I can see wanting to keep it to standard legal cards, like keep the MTG Arena client to standard legal, and maybe just from like Ammon kept forward. Although I can see if Wizards gets enough pressure from like modern players and Commander players and things like that, that there could be potential for possibly, hopefully, implementing older cards. I'd love to play Modern in this client. I think that would be fantastic. I don't know about how you'd go about buying cards. because obviously the value of some of the old modern cards is considerably higher than the value of standard legal cards. So, it's all up in the air. I'd love to see people posting their thoughts about that in comments and in a chat and what have you as this goes along. Oh, look at that. I pulled another land. Look, it's another Forerunner. He's got priority. Let's see what he does. It highlights the player to show priority. We can't change these icons yet, which is a bit of a bummer. This over here is showing that he's got the City's Blessing, which means he's met the Ascend criteria. These stupid ball things are just for show. This is his Exile. His library's got 28 cards in it. His graveyard's got 12. I've got 3 timeouts. He's got none, and it looks like he's going to burn out. He's getting pretty close to timing out of this game here. We are actually going to fish out Kumena, because she is to awesome. Yes, I just said that. Better than the TGE icons before I say what? I'm sorry, you're going to have to retype that. Better than the icons? Which icons? Oh, the icons for the players? Yeah, because the previous client, all we had was symbols, right? Wizards has announced that they're going to be sending out 100,000 invites over the next little bit for MTG Arena. Some of those invites will be going out through streamers. I'm really hoping that, I mean, I haven't got huge viewer numbers, but being a streamer, I'm hoping to maybe get a couple of those invites, and I will be inviting people who watch my stream. Yes, it is a he. I know, I keep saying she. I'm really tired of this guy blowing up my stuff. Wondering if he's just got like maybe one win card in there and the rest is just like screw with you cards. Hoping that people quit in frustration. Be really sad if I'm playing against a mega troll. Watch that timer. He's under pressure now because if that timer runs out, he loses. Discarded Tetsumon, and he's got the mana to cast him. Nice little animation on Kumena there. Not sure why it's giving me the option to tap that. It's not like I can use the mana for anything currently. Straight to the end of my turn. No sense making Kumena unblockable because he's got Summoning Sickness. Yes, Kumena is definitely a he. I think it's mainly because the rest of my commander decks have women at the front of them. So, and that's not just because, you know, I like having female commanders. It's, they're the commanders I like. Oh, come on. Really? Oh, here goes Kumena. is it when it attacks? When it attacks, okay. Let's see if I can bump Kamina up. Nope, not gonna get the chance. That's no fun.
Praise me.
No, I'd rather not. What's he gonna do? Is he gonna make me mill?
You came
Yep.
here with a plan.
Can I attack who yet? Planeswalkers? Yes. Sorry, I just clued into what you were saying. And all of a sudden, Merfolk goes wide. Can't hit me with the Glorybringer this turn, because he exerted it. Yeah, I think I'm done after this one. I'm pretty tired. It's 1 a.m. here. That timer is my only hope right now. He's looking for something that'll let him kill me right away. He's got 4 mana available to him. Oh, now he's got a crap ton of mana available to him. 20 mana. Yeah, wow. Oh, Treasure Cove. Okay, right. Oh, he can just minus farm to win the game.
Dare challenge a god?
That was silly. Why would he do that? He could have just minus 4 Nicol Bolas and it would be done. So he milled this into my graveyard, so now I have Mind available. Oh, what's he gonna bind? one of my deep root waters. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, here's hoping he decides to get too complicated and kills himself with the timer. Nope. Alright. Time for a Hail Mary, methinks. Oh, shit. Yeah, there goes my family friendliness rating. Yeah, well. Gonna let him do the swing, though.
A mind is an easy
Why?
thing to waste.
Don't understand why he didn't just -4 last turn. Would have been the smart move to play, because if I had drawn a card that could blow his thing out of the air, then I had a chance. Wish there was some form of chat. So yeah, those of you watching this video after the fact, feel free to comment on any misplays that I made. That's how I learn. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any suggestions or ideas, feel free to give me deck strategy ideas or anything like that. Feel free to post them in the Twitch chat for this video or on the comments of YouTube. Please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you very much.